To all, I am J. John Flavia, Assistant Professor, PG and Research Department of Mathematics. Today we are going to see the first MSc Mathematics core paper, Classical Mechanics. Classical mechanics is a simple term in the branch of physics that investigate the motion of the object in everyday life. It is not supposed to be a math course. It is a combination of physics and maths. In this paper, we study the physics concept in mathematical way. Why we learn classical mechanics? What is it good for? Classical mechanics all about describing the motion of macroscopic solids and fluids under the influence of forces. Example, how planets moves around the sun, why apples falling on people's head, and how plane flying around. Who invented classical mechanics? Most of people think Greeks invented classical mechanics, but most of their ideas are related to physics. Later, Galileo Galilei gave scientific ideas about classical mechanics. After his death, the famous scientist Isaac Newton gave the calculus ideas and the famous Newton's laws, which is still using today. Few years later, Fourier-Lagrange and William Hamilton both are solve more complex problems very easily. Unit 1, Survey of Elementary Principles, Section 1.1, Mechanics of a Particle. In this section, we see Introduction, Linear Momentum, Conservation Theorem for the Linear Momentum of a Particle, Angular Momentum, Conservation Theorem for the Angular Momentum of a Particle, Energy Conservation Theorem for a Particle. First, we see the basic definitions and notations of classical mechanics. Here we consider the point particle, that is objects with negligible size. The motion of a point particle is characterized by a small number of parameters such as its position, mass, and the force applied to it. The mass of the particle is denoted by small m. The position of a point particle is defined a coordinate system centered on an arbitrary fixed reference point in space called origin O. A point particle need not be stationary relative to O. The position vector of a particle about origin is denoted by r vector. The velocity or the rate of change of position with time is defined as the derivative of the position with respect to time. The velocity of the particle is denoted by v vector, that is the rate of change of position. Linear momentum or simply momentum is the product of the mass and velocity of the particle. It is a vector quantity. The linear momentum of a particle is denoted by p vector, is the product of mass and velocity. In consequences of interaction with the external objects and fields, the particle experience forces of various types, example gravitational force or electrodynamic. Vector sum of all forces on particle is denoted by capital F vector. It is also called total force. We see the Newton's second law of motion. Total force is the rate of change of momentum. So F vector equal to dp vector divided by dt. The rate of change of momentum is denoted by p vector dot. We know that momentum is the product of mass and velocity. So F vector equal to d by dt of mv vector. M is a constant value. This becomes F vector equal to m into dv vector divided by dt. We know that rate of change of velocity is called acceleration and is denoted by a vector. So a vector equal to dv vector divided by dt, and we know that velocity is the rate of change of position. So d by dt of dr divided by dt, we get the second derivative d square r divided by dt square. So we replace dv vector divided by dt as acceleration A vector. So F vector equal to ma vector, consider as equation number 1. This equation is called equation of motion of particle. It is a second order differential equation. Suppose total force F and the initial condition R of t, V of t is given. We solve the equation 1 using this initial condition. We get the values of R of t and V of t. F vector equal to rate of change of momentum dp vector divided by dt equal to p vector dot valid only in an inertial reference frame is called an inertial or Galilean system. Many of the important conclusions of mechanics can be expressed in the form of conservation theorems, which indicate under what conditions various mechanical qualities are constant in time. Next, move on to momentum conservation. First, we see the conservation theorem for linear momentum of a particle. The statement of the theorem is, if the total force capital F is 0, then the rate of change of momentum, that is dp divided by dt equal to 0, and the linear momentum p is conserved. Proof. Total force F equal to rate of change of momentum, that is dp divided by dt, is denoted by p dot. Suppose total force equal to 0, that is F equal to 0 implies dp divided by dt equal to p dot equal to 0. The derivative of the constant is 0. So p is constant, hence p is conserved. We see the angular momentum. Consider the arbitrary coordinate system with origin O. Consider the particle of mass m with velocity v. The position vector of the particle with origin O is r. The momentum of the particle p equal to mv. Next, we define the angular momentum about origin. Angular momentum about origin is denoted by the symbol capital L. Angular momentum is the cross product of position vector and the momentum of the particle. So capital L equal to r cross p. We replace the momentum p by mv. So angular momentum capital L equal to r cross mv. Next, we define the torque, that is moment of force about origin. The moment of force about origin is denoted by the symbol capital N. The moment of force is the cross product of position vector and the total force. So capital N equal to r cross F vector. We know that F can be written as F equal to ma vector or F equal to m into dv divided by dt or F equal to dp divided by dt. Here we use the formula F equal to dp divided by dt. So capital N equal to r cross dp divided by dt. We replace d by mv. So capital N equal to r cross d by dt of mv. We use the vector quantity capital N equal to d by dt of r cross mv. We differentiate r cross mv with respect to t. Here we use the formula for product rule of derivative, that is d of uv equal to udv plus vdu. We differentiate the first term with respect to t. We get dr divided by dt. The second term keep as it is, so cross mv, plus the first term keep as it is, that is r cross. We differentiate the second term d by dt of mv. We know that dr divided by dt is the velocity v. So we replace the first term dr divided by dt by v. So capital N equal to v cross mv plus r cross d by dt of mv. In vector identity, v cross v becomes 0. So the first term becomes 0. Capital N equal to d by dt of r cross mv. R cross mv is nothing but the angular momentum L. So we replace r cross mv by L. So capital N equal to d by dt of capital L, that is the rate of change of angular momentum and is denoted by L dot. So the moment of force is nothing but the rate of change of angular momentum. See the conservation theorem for angular momentum of a particle. The statement of theorem is, if the total torque capital N is 0, then dl divided by dt equal to 0 and the angular momentum capital L is conserved. Proof of the theorem. Capital N equal to dl divided by dt, that is rate of change of angular momentum, and is denoted by L dot. Suppose the total torque is 0, capital N equal to 0, the derivative of angular momentum becomes 0. Constant derivative of constant term becomes 0 only. So L is constant, that is conserved. Next we see work and energy. Consider the work done by the external force F upon the particle in going from position 1 to position 2 in space is defined as line integral W of 1 to equal to integral over 1 to 2 F vector dot ds, where ds is the differential path length. Here we assume the mass m is constant. Integral over 1 to 2 F vector dot ds, we replace F by m into dv by dt and ds by v dt. So integral m into dv divided by dt dot v dt. M is constant, so taking out m into integral over 1 to 2 dv divided by dt into v dt. We simplify dv divided by dt into v dt. We get m by 2 integral over 1 to 2 d by dt of v square into dt. We differentiate d by dt of v square, we get 2v dv divided by dt. So we multiply and divided by 2, we get m by 2 integral d by dt of v square into dv. We integrate this term, we get v square. We apply the upper limit 2 and the lower limit 1, we get the work done by the force W12 equal to m by 2 v2 square minus v1 square. We know that the kinetic energy of the particle T equal to half mv square. Work done by the force is denoted by W12 equal to m by 2 v2 square minus m by 2 v1 square. So W12 equal to capital T2 minus capital T1, that is delta T. Total work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. This is called work energy principle or work energy theorem. Next we see the conservative forces. Alternative definition of conservative. Particle goes from position 1 to position 2 and back to position 1. Here different paths, the total path is closed. The work done by the force from point 1 to point 2 is W12 and point 2 to point 1 is 21. So total force work done is W12 plus W21 equal to close the integral F vector dot ds equal to 0, because here the path we use different path, so the total work done in closed path is 0. The path is independent means W12 equal to minus W21. Both are in opposite direction, so we use the minus symbol. Here we cancel each other, so total work done becomes 0. Next we see conservative forces implies potential energy. The work done by the force from point 1 to 2 W12 is the same for any physically possible path between points 1 and 2. Then the force is said to be conservative. Clearly, friction and similar forces are not conservative. For conservative forces, define a potential energy function V of R. By definition, the work done by the force from point 1 to 2 is W12 equal to integral F vector dot ds equal to potential energy V1 minus potential energy V2 equal to minus delta V. Depends only on endpoints 1 and 2. For conservative forces, the total work done equal to minus the change in potential energy. potential energy function. By a well-known theorem of vector analysis, a necessary and sufficient condition that the work W12 be independent of the physical path taken by the particle is that capital F be the gradient of some scalar function of position. That is, total force F equal to minus del VR. Conservative forces capital F equal to minus del VR. We can write F vector dot ds equal to minus del VR into ds equal to minus dv. This implies F equal to minus dou v divided by dou s. Energy conservation. For conservative forces, W12 equal to integral F vector dot ds equal to v1 minus v2. It is only for independent of path. Next we see energy conservation. In general, the work energy principle says that W12 equal to T2 minus T1. In previous slide we see W12 equal to V1 minus V2. So left hand side equal, we can equate the right hand side. Combine these two equations, we get V1 minus V2 equal to T2 minus T1 or delta T plus delta V equal to 0 or T1 plus V1 equal to T2 plus V2 or capital E equal to T plus V equal to constant. That is, the total mechanical energy capital E equal to T plus V or is just called total energy. Next we see the energy conservation theorem for a particle. The statement of theorem is, if only conservative forces are acting on a particle, then the total mechanical energy of the particle capital E equal to T plus V is conserved. Proof of the theorem. For conservative forces, delta T plus delta V equal to 0. Here delta T equal to T1 minus T2, delta V equal to V1 minus V2. Substituting this value, T1 minus T2 plus V1 minus V2. So simplifying this, we get T1 plus V1 equal to T2 plus V2. We know that the energy, total energy E equal to T plus V. So E equal to T plus V equal to constant, that is conserved. Consider a special case where capital F is a function of both position r and time t. That is, capital F is a function of r comma t. Further, suppose we can define a function v of r comma t such that capital F equal to minus dou v divided by dou s. Implies work done on particle in differential distance ds is F dot ds equal to minus dou v by dou s into ds. However, in this case, we cannot write F vector dot ds equal to minus dv, since the potential energy V is a function of both time and space. The total mechanical energy capital E equal to T plus V. However, E is no longer conserved.